legend, Kyle Harrison. Once again, we're here at Sandstorm. Kyle, thanks for joining me once again.
You know it, brother. Wouldn't miss it.
Now, last time we were here, we were talking about some stuff. What were we talking about?
Oh, I mean, I've got a list. I don't know if that was rhetorical or you actually want me to
No.
contribute.
What were we talking? Tell me.
Well, we talked about a lot of topics. We talked about, obviously, the festival and how dope it is. We talked about what you're up to. Now you're engaged. We're going to get married.
Engaged. Yep, ladies.
Yeah, right. Ladies, hold off.
Yep.
And then we talked about your ability to potentially dunk sometime in the next 4 years, which is now down to 3 years.
Now down to 3 years, and
Yeah.
I'm super happy we're down to 3 years because that means I'm getting closer to my athletic peak, right?
Sure, that's right.
And
It's an interesting way of looking at it. Wait, actually, can I be clear about something
Yeah.
real quick? It wasn't just dunk. It was a windmill off of one foot.
one.
So I think that's important to note.
which I am getting closer because
No.
I've been really squatting a whole lot.
No, there's just no way.
Why?
There's just no way you're ever going.
If Zion can do it, think about this, right? Zion, right? What is Zion? Probably like 260, and I'm like
260.
230.
I mean, he has got springs in his legs, though.
And what do I got?
I don't know, man. I think the videos that you've shared with the group have not necessarily looked like Zion to me, if I'm being candid.
All right.
Look,
all right.
do I think?
But I'm getting closer because I've been
not.
like doing
You're
like the box squats. You
No,
know
no,
what
no,
I'm
you're
talking
not.
about when you slow on the eccentric, explosive on the concentric. You know what I'm
So we've
saying?
been reading.
This-
Yeah, no, I got you.
Because
for
I've
sure.
been look at these. All right, I'm not even gonna get
No,
going.
yeah, look at his calves. Look how look.
Yeah. Violate. Yeah, don't even get going, dog. Don't even get
Forget us
going.
anything.
All right,
Forget us anything.
you'll see it later, sooner or
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
I'm gonna be down to 215 by the time my wedding happens. Okay?
You're gonna be down to 215.
Yeah, that's gonna
So
be. the case.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. Last comment we'll make, and then we can go into what you want to talk
All
about. I firmly believe that if you get down to 215, you will be able to dunk. I'm not arguing that. You're an athletic dude. You will not be able to windmill off 1 foot then or ever else in your life on a 10-foot rim. No way.
All right.
You'll be able to dunk for sure. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna play you like that. You'll be able to dunk.
Cool. All right.
No
Well,
windmill.
all right. I could respect that. I'm
Sure.
happy you at least think that of me.
Yeah, for
All right?
sure.
Because I
For
didn't
sure.
know where you were going with that.
Yeah, you didn't know where I
so-
stood. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Got it.
I didn't know. But all right. So it's been a year since the last time I really talked to you. So what have you been up to since then?
We've been doing a lot, man. We 5 stars grown and changed drastically. I think last year was probably the first year where we were headed down this path. It wasn't as ironed out, but now we're a content membership service. We have 1,200 content creators spread throughout the country, and our members can sign memberships from a bronze level, the entry level at 50 hours, up to an MVP level at 450 hours, and we just deploy content creators where you need them. So if you're a team from Philly and you're playing out here, as opposed to having to fly somebody all the way out here or find a freelancer here, you sign a membership. We just deploy one of our local creators here that'll shoot your game for you and deliver your highlights right to you.
You know, I think 5 stars is a cool concept, but I want to take it back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because you were one of the first lacrosse players to take lacrosse and use it as a full-time job. And
Yep.
you're like lacrosse and an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Now, how'd you get going as an entrepreneur
Yeah.
in the lacrosse world?
Yeah, no, good question. And I always give, when I have this discussion, I give STX all the credit in the world, Scotty, because when I came out of college and I was looking at different brands to sign with and trying to figure out my path, I signed with STX, and they didn't sign me to an endorsement agreement. They signed me to an employment agreement. So they gave me a full-time salary, 401k, all the things you need to really have an anchor of your life as a professional. And my job was to go grow a brand. I wasn't in the office. They said, go grow your brand, go train, go play, and we want you to become the best player and ambassador of the game you can be for yourself and obviously for us as your endorser. And so I think that's what started it for me, because the fact that I had that as the anchor, so I know I'm going to earn a living, and I know I have health care, and I know I have a savings account, all those things, it allowed me to go out and take some risks from an entrepreneurial perspective. And maybe there's some deals that didn't have the cash I wanted, but I could take equity in the business and see what it looked like in 5 to 7 years and things of that nature. So it really was that relationship with STX that put me down the path of giving me the ability to make some of those decisions from an entrepreneurial perspective.
I think it's cool that you chose to do that, but coming from Hopkins, what degree did he finish with?
It was closest thing we had to journalism. It was called writing seminars, but I wanted to be a journalist.
Okay.
That was my plan.
So you finished with Hopkins with that degree, and you were just like, all right, I want to do lacrosse full time.
Yeah.
But that was a path that I feel like wasn't really paved out yet.
No, it wasn't. At that time, and honestly, that wasn't my plan either. When I came out of Hopkins, brother, literally until the last 3 weeks of school, I had not thought about the MLL. Keep in mind, you got to rewind. 2005, I think.
Damn.
That's crazy. I know what you just tried to do there. I know how that's going to be cut up. I know what you just tried to do there. And that's foul. That's real foul. Kevin Hart and Don Cheadle, that's foul what you just did. But coming out in 2005, you weren't like seeing, obviously the distribution wasn't what it is now. So you're not seeing the MLL back then. And so when I was coming out of college, I remember we were at that last month or two of school, I was looking up internships with ESPN, trying to figure out the next step. And then first round of the playoffs, the MLL paperwork was in our lockers. It was like, do you want to go to the MLL Combine? And we were all like, are we going to this? We're not, whatever. So we signed up to go to it. We won the championship. And then literally 3 days later, we were at the MLL Combine. I was fortunate enough to get drafted to the MLL, New Jersey Pride. And then I was on the lacrosse path. That was not the plan until it actively happened. And I got drafted. And then I tried out for Team USA and was fortunate enough to make that. And then I signed the STX deal. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm on the lacrosse path.
Right,
that was not the plan.
That's crazy. You brought up an MLL Combine. I have never heard of the MLL Combine.
Yeah.
What was the MLL Combine?
So we actually pulled up late to it because we had won and we were celebrating. So we pulled up and we got there like halfway through the scrimmage portion. But I think there was like a 40. I think there was like stuff. I think they were trying to make it very similar to the NFL Combine. But the only portion we got there for is the scrimmage. And I scrimmaged for like a half an hour, I remember. That was it.
Yes, they had enough film on you.
Yeah, no, look, man. But honestly, look, and keeping it a full stack, and lacrosse has changed, and I think professional lacrosse has become more aspirational. Aspirational,
yeah,
in my opinion. But back then, I think there was this stigma of like MLL, pro lacrosse. Are you really gonna go do this? I think dudes that like didn't do it, that were sitting at real jobs, would like watch MLL games, be like, I could do that. I could bust those guys. And probably back then, I don't know, there probably some that worked. Now, that's not a thing. Like if you're sitting at home watching those dudes on Saturday, Sunday, you can't go do that. It's a different breed. But back then, and the point is, I think we're just excited. We're like, I got to the combine. I had a little jersey that was like Harrison. I had to go out there. I had to perform. You sat in was it a dope NFL combine setting? No, but like, did we have a cool room at the hotel that you put on your suit and there was a stage to get drafted?
That's tight.
It was dope, right? And it was all we knew back then. So I remember like maybe it wasn't the scale of right now, but in terms of the feeling I had when I heard my name called after playing this combine and walked up on the stage, it was dope. Like that's the shit you dream of.
I could see that picture.
Yeah, it's
right
the shit
now.
you dream of, man.
Oh, man, like the old school Tim Duncan suit.
Yeah, my suit was baggy.
Yeah.
You know, when I look at the pictures, the suit baggy is whatever. What really bothers me is my tie was baggy. Like that's the part. Like it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
There.
Yeah, it was a big
you got to keep that tight.
That's right.
I get that.
That's right.
I get that. That's crazy that they had a combine though. I did not even know that.
Oh yeah, it was dope.
But the PLL does like that youth combine, right? What type of tests do you think are the best ones to do for lacrosse players?
I really enjoy that about the PLL STX Combine, those tests they're doing, because all the stuff that like, I don't know, I think it translates. Your broad jump in terms of your power, your vert in terms of what you're able to do there, your 40-yard dash, the 5-10-5 drill. There's a new split dodge drill back and forth. Like, I don't know, I was a guy that I think, I don't know what your opinion is, I'm curious to hear it. I think that we're still solving it as a sport of like, what are the actual metrics to test? And then what's the data to see what translates to the next level? Because if you would have tested me back in high school and I would have done the strength and conditioning side of the PLO test, which is the PLL STX Combine test, which is like 40, 5-10-5, broad jump vert, I'd have been off the charts.
Yeah.
Like I would have been leaps and bounds better than a lot of my peers at that. But then you put me in those same tests that they do a wall ball test, they do a split dodge test, they do a shooting accuracy test, I would have been bottom of the barrel, right? And so like, how do you measure where that kid is gonna land? And obviously for me, I was lucky I had great coaches and I landed at the right spot, but I would not have tested well in the lacrosse portion. I probably would have had a really low score. But there's guys that probably have a wildly high score up here in the lacrosse portion, but aren't athletic. So where does that guy stand? So those are things that I think we got to figure out.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, especially because the PLL does it at a younger age, like high school, so there's a lot of room for growth.
Yeah.
I think the athletic part, like as in the 40, the shuttle, and
I think so.
I think that's more important.
I think so.
Because listen, you're not going to get somebody to go from a 5'4" to a 4'6".
You're not. Agreed.
You're not going to do that. And, some kids have it, some kids don't. But you could teach a kid some stick work. So
I got taught it.
You got taught it.
I got taught it, yeah.
Exactly.
And I think the interesting thing, Scotty, is that give us 3 years, we're going to have the data of the guys that tested at the first one that now go through college and now they're pros. And we'll be able to see like, oh, homeboys was awful in all the athletic stuff. off the charts in the lacrosse stuff and is a first-team All-Pro. So you're going to start to have data to compare it to.
Yeah, but I do think as lacrosse is transitioning, like you're starting to need the athleticism.
Yeah.
Because like, let's say a Matt Rambo,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like in the physical test, he would do probably not the best, right?
Sure.
But we all
IQ,
know he's
skill.
a legendary
Yeah,
lacrosse
for
player
sure.
where he was able to do anything with a stick.
All-timer, yep.
But, as time goes, you're not going to be able to get away with that anymore.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think these guys are so skilled and creative. Like, I compare, like, I don't know how much John Grant Jr. film you watched, but he's a guy that I would put – no, just listen to my argument. When John Grant – like, you guys are – all these kids, yourself included, are so young that you guys didn't get to see the John Grant, the 25-year-old John Grant that was, like, wildly athletic, and you just could not touch his stick skills either. So it was like the most perfectly formed player, a little bit like what Brendan O'Neill is right now.
Yeah.
But then when John Grant Jr. got old, like I'm talking old, he was still dominant. Like
Yep.
he couldn't run by anybody anymore. He wasn't the strongest dude in the field anymore. But he's still leaving games 5-5 because
Easily.
IQ and stick skills. He just knew what he was doing. And so I think there's always going to be a spot for the guy that can do that. I wasn't that guy.
I forget. Well, I don't know if your play style.
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
Yeah.
definitely not. I got to be able to shake, jump. I got to be able to do
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
No.
But I saw that one game, John Grant Jr. He probably had, like, I think
12. I was
12.
on the team.
Oh,
We're watching. This is a 40-year-old John Grant Jr. He had 12.
It's like it was funny because he was not beating his man or anything, but he would like take him to
Get
where
the
he needed to.
Yep.
Let it fly.
Crazy.
I have never seen anything. He was 42.
I think he was 40 at the time. Maybe 41.
It's just an anomaly, an absolute anomaly.
IQ
man.
and stick skills.
Crazy, man, crazy. But let's bring it back to the combine thing. When you think of athletes on the lacrosse field now, what athlete do you think is the most impressive? Not like the best lacrosse player, but as an athlete.
In general?
In general. You'd be like, that guy's a freak.
That's tough, man. That's a loaded question. Give me your. It seems like you have one in mind. Give me yours.
I didn't even think. I just thought of it, but mine would be Jared Bernhardt.
Yeah.
I feel like his speed and his side-to-side movement, you're like, yeah, this is different.
Yeah, I think, his straightforward speed's different. I'm starting to think, and we're talking pros right now, I think Brendan O'Neill is really interesting. I don't know if we've seen, because I'm and I'm old as hell, but I'm too young that I didn't get to, like, watch Gary in his prime. I've seen footage, and Gary Gate, the best of all time. But he was big, fast, strong, powerful. He was all the things. He had the right combination. But I didn't get to see it live in his prime. I feel like Brendan O'Neill might be the first one we've seen that's this size, this fast, this powerful, and this skilled. Like, he has all of those things, and so you can't cover him, especially not with one person.
Nope.
And so from an athletic perspective, you talk about Jared, like, we haven't seen somebody straightforward that fast either, for sure. But Brendan has, like, all the things that the athlete needs to have to be successful, and that's scary.
No, he's scary, and I watching him shoot, because he's the only man I could see that could shoot that way. The way his two hands are like down back here, and it's
like
that
he's
far.
swinging a bat.
Yeah,
it's just like
and it's just dink,
yeah.
dink.
Sowers is interesting too. I don't think we've seen a twitch like Mikey Powell had the same twitchy stuff that Sowers has. Their stick skills were different though, so they don't look the same. But Sowers has the same herky jerky that Mikey had.
Herky jerky, I love it. So actually, I'm gonna bring it to my YouTube algorithm for some reason right now because I can. Because why not, right?
We're here. Sure.
So I actually just finished an interview last month with John Christmas, and we were talking about that UVA Hopkins game. And that, did you guys call it like the Mud Bowl or whatever? It was like rain.
I didn't know which one
in
you
the
were
championship.
talking.
Was it? No, it was semis. It was semis.
When we won or when they won? Because he beat us.
You won. You guys won.
That's my senior year. That's our senior year. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how wild was that game, man? I was telling Johnny that when I was watching it, it felt like the atmosphere was on a different level.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And is that, like, when you think of, like, your top atmospheres, was that one of the top atmospheres you've ever played in?
Yeah. So I'd say the top atmosphere I've ever played in is Hopkins, Maryland, my junior year. I'm going to send you clips of this. 100th anniversary game between Hopkins and Maryland. 10,000 standing room only at Homewood. It was a night game, and it was the first game that, like, ESPN sent someone to cover both teams all week. So it was like the first, like, building story all week long to the game. So that was the best atmosphere. Now, in terms of, like, the best all-around experience, that Final Four weekend for me and our team, best I've ever played and been a part of, because it was like our seniors, we were the #1 recruited team coming in freshman year. We hadn't won yet, so there's all kinds of pressure on us for that. Undefeated season, so like, you don't want to lose a game because you're going to be, 1, you're out of the playoff, 2, you've messed up your undefeated season. 3, UVA had beat us in the national championship our sophomore year.
Yeah.
We're playing them in the Final Four, and it was just the environment was crazy. We were pumping them. I think it was like 5 or 6-1. Then all of a sudden, they went on this wild run. The weather changes. They go up by 1. We get a rain delay. We go in the locker room. We're chilling. We come out. I score 1. We tie it up. They go up by another 1. We score with 12.4 seconds left off the face-off, and then we go into overtime. We score and win. And it was just like, I've never been a part of and I'm sure you've maybe you're lucky enough to experience this stuff. I've never been a part of a team. When you're like, your coach says like the arbitrary blanket statements, we're never out of it. Like all these things that are just like, dog, we're down 16. We're out of it, brother. I think when they scored with 12.4 left, like the feeling of this shit actually isn't over is one that I haven't had before and I haven't had since. I just got chills saying it. Like I have it. Of like, no. Like we're gonna win this face-off. We're gonna get an opportunity. We just gotta score. Greg Pizer pops a face-off, goes straight forward. He actually misses the first scoop, gets the second one, goes straight forward, throws a skip pass. Jake Burns switches from right to left, buries it, and we go into overtime. And there was not a doubt in anyone's mind in that huddle that we were winning the game. Like yeah, this was supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen.
I've heard many stories like that where some reason you just have that innate feeling
It's supposed
like
to happen. This was supposed to happen. Yeah, we're not losing this game. Not possible.
That game was nuts.
It was crazy.
Man. I remember watching it. I was like, oh man, because I didn't watch it live. I was too young at the time.
Yeah.
But when it came up on my YouTube, I was like, let me find.
You had to slip that in. Hear what he just said? I didn't watch it live. I was too young at the time. There was no
2004,
need to say that. Nobody needed it. That's crazy.
I didn't even mean it that way.
No,
I'm just saying.
No. We knew how you meant it.
Oh my goodness.
And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you some clips because I watched that game on the flight out here actually.
Oh wow.
And I was sending clips to Jesse Schwartzman, our goalie. Because you obviously an athlete, there's things that happen in sports where like that your teammates do that give you confidence. And like this was overtime. Jesse had 3 saves in overtime, and these shots are coming, and like he's saving them and outletting them, and he's like flexing and screaming and shit. And I was on the plane so fired up because I remember seeing him do that and being on the sideline like, yo, we are not losing this game. Homeboy is like we are not. We're not losing this game. And that's 3 saves in overtime. He saves Kyle Dixon, takes a jumper, he saves it, outlets it. Or I think it actually rebound. We outlet it. We go the other way. We score. But like, man. I literally just watched that game 3 days ago.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's so funny because it came up on my algorithm and I watched it and I remember just getting amped into it. Mm-hmm. But it's just crazy to think about you as like where you were then and seeing you now. And a matter of fact, we interviewed 2 people already, and I asked them, who's on your Mount Rushmore of lacrosse?
Yeah.
They both said you. They both said you're on the Mount Rushmore of lacrosse.
That's dope, man. They're just the right age. They were just the right age. I was playing during their time. I appreciate that. Yo, man, look, this lacrosse thing has gone. I'm so thankful for the sport and the opportunities it's provided me with, the people I've met. Like you and I obviously met through lacrosse, people I met out here. And I'm honored to be in those conversations. But I think there's just been so many great players, man. You asked me about my Mount Rushmore.
I am going to.
Oh, is it positional? Is it ever?
Ever. Just give me 4.
But this is a really difficult question because you got to be a little more specific for me.
Why?
Because is it the best that has ever played? Because there's some that
the best that have ever played.
Like Jim Brown, I didn't get to see, but I've heard and I know by his football highlights he's probably got to be in there. Gary Gate, the one I listed earlier.
Okay.
Another one that like I didn't see, but like he should be on the Mount Rushmore lacrosse. So I'm saying if we were turning this Mount Rushmore in to the people to hold history for 500 years from now, I'd put them in there because they're the most important people of our sport. But if you're asking me my Mount Rushmore that I saw with my 2 eyeballs, different group.
Give me your Mount Rushmore of lacrosse.
So
yours.
The Mount Rushmore for the history books that should be filed away for 500 years from now. Jim, Gary, and Paul, Jr., that crew.
Okay.
The ones I saw with my eyeballs, Mikey Powell. We're going offense. We'll go offense.
Okay.
Because there's some defenders like Brody should be in there. We'll go offense. The ones I've seen with my eyeballs, I'm going Mikey Powell. I'm going John Grant Jr. with my own eyeballs. Casey.
Casey. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that 4?
That's 3. All right, so we didn't. You're teaching kids math, you said?
No, I'm a gym teacher.
Oh, that okay.
Teaching them how to be athletic.
Have you dunked for them kids yet?
No, they don't need to see that.
Okay.
I got to warm up. I'm there now.
It seems like it. No, it seems like it. So this is tough, man. And I gotta go. I got modern too. Like I got a modern group that should be like, in my opinion, the Schreiber. Like Schreiber is in the conversation, but that's like current, you know. So these are guys that are moved on. So let's go. Yeah, Casey, Mikey. Who else did I put? Junior, Paul.
That's 4.
Yeah, I guess we'll go. That's my generation group. I think there's an all-time group that like needs to go in the history books for 500 years from now. That like with the pioneers of this thing, and then I think there's a current group. Like I think give it 3 years. People will be talking about Schreiber. Like I'm not sure, man.
I think
I'm not sure, dog.
Schreiber is and was like that.
I agree, but I think we're gonna be talking a couple years about a different level of like that. He's the guy.
Well, I mean,
He's the guy.
From a production point of view, though, you look at these guys like Teat, Shelley, and Brennan.
Yeah.
Those guys have a real opportunity at changing the game too, man.
They could. I don't disagree, but Schreiber, 3 years from now, when Schreiber's done, we're gonna be having a conversation.
Yeah, we should.
I'll be the ringleader too. You tell me when we're having it, but when he's done, we're gonna have a conversation.
All right. Last question, because you got to shake hands, kiss babies, and do what you got to do out here, because you're Kyle Harrison.
Appreciate that.
So, peak you. What league?
I'm running by you for sure.
Oh my God! I wasn't even the question.
Oh my bad. Go ahead. Finish it up.
Peak you.
23-year-old me.
23-year-old you.
Yeah.
What league would you have fared better in? The PLL or the MLL?
PLL.
Why's that?
Shorter field. I could go both ways, right? I'll play D and play all. Like me, ages 23 to 28, I would have been a monster at 6s. Just to play both sides of the ball. And then PLL, shorter field. I think I would have had some success because I could have gotten up and down. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't challenge that answer.
Yeah. Just would have. I probably would have played more defense.
Yeah.
Right? And then push transition, and now I got an O midi trying to play defense on me. Like I probably would have been wings of face-offs, play defense, and take off. And obviously, I would have played offense too, but like the opportunity to always be running at an O midi just
that would have been crazy for you.
Right? Like I just would have been fine.
It's so crazy to even see you in those videos take face-offs.
Oh yeah,
because it's like you think of the best middies in today's game. You're like, yeah, you're not even starting on the wings.
Yeah.
You come in when the offense is settled, and then you get in.
Sure.
Do you think Lacrosse needs to have those guys like that could do it all again?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be the guy that could, right? And Hopkins for a while there was recruiting that style of person. Like it was me, and then it was Greg Pizer, and then it was Steve Pizer, and Chris. I mean, even before me, Chris Ratelli did it at Virginia. He went to Wharton, like he was facing off and doing everything. So if you have the right athlete, yeah. Like I mean, Coach Petro, Coach T, and Coach Dwan, I'm so fortunate, and I think I developed as a lacrosse player because they literally like. If I didn't face off, I was on the wing of the face off. And then if I wasn't on the wing of the face off, I was, coming in as a D mid. Like I literally just played every position. And as a result, like I got in really good shape and like I understood all sides of the ball and I could really do anything. I honestly enjoyed defense because again, you get to stop. I'm coming down in transition and somebody's going to have to deal with this. Yeah, I'm coming down in transition for sure.
Yeah, man. I think the more we're starting to grow with the PLL, though, especially with the shortened shot clock, you're starting to see these face-off guys stay on the field longer, and they start to become less specialized.
Yeah.
Like, even though, like, let's say the top face-off guy doesn't necessarily mean you're the best offense or the best team in the league.
Sure.
Like, even though the Atlas won, Trevor didn't have like his best year by any means.
Sure, statistically, sure. Made the plays he had to.
He made the plays he had to.
That's another combo. When he's done, another combo we'll be having.
Yeah, one of the best.
You can call me.
No. I think Trevor's like an easy. It's a given one. You
never know. Should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
Absolutely.
I'll be ready.
All right. I'll
be
be
leader of the fan club.
Me too. Yo, I might have told you this. My team played against Trevor in the state championship.
Well, no. What were you gonna say first? You said
I was gonna say I played against Trevor.
So did you?
No, I ain't playing against him. I ain't playing against him. No. We had a face-off kid going to Cornell.
Okay. Smoked him.
Trevor smoked him.
Yeah,
and then we had to put other kids at the X.
Yeah.
Trevor
cooked him.
Yeah. Didn't get off the field.
Yeah.
One time, and I was just like, yeah, this kid's a different level
sure is.
baller.
Sure
man.
is.
Absolutely crazy. But, dude, Kyle, as always, thanks for sitting down with me.
Appreciate you, man.
You know, I could talk to you for hours on end.
Yeah,
All right.
man. Congrats on the success, man.
Thank
Y'all
you.
growing up, we getting engaged, you getting married, like you're doing it. Keep killing it.
I'm getting old. I got some grays now, dude.
You're good.
I'm about to look like your 2018 roster picture.
That felt like your third jab of the conversation, which I'm okay with. But before we let the folks at home go, let's make sure, man, the countdown's on. We are now year 3. He's got 3 years to continue training, and then show us a windmill off 1 foot. And we're waiting, man. We're waiting. And I feel like you think I'm going to forget. I'm not.
I know you're
I got
not
a reminder
forget.
in my calendar, bro. Like, there's no way. We look forward to that.
Oh my God! All right, well, all right. I'll hold you to it. Give me some motivation. That's what I need in my life. I got the wedding, but after the wedding, I don't know what's gonna motivate me to work out. So
you know what you're gonna have to do, man. And I really need you to do this. I need you to start to put together an edit of how his confidence is slowly fading. Because last year it was no way. Last year it was like, I'm definitely doing it. Now it's like, I mean, after the wedding, y'all gonna have to give me some motivation to be in the gym. Like, or it's already starting to build of like, work your way out of not doing this.
No.
Man,
What it is that I'm just getting older and calmer, as you can see. Like,
hey man, I didn't make the bet. You the one that said you could do this.
Well, I can do anything I put my mind to.
Amen. I'm not mad at that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at that.
I'm trying to tell y'all, bro.
I'm not mad at that.
That's what I'm doing.
The problem is, as someone that cares about you, I don't think you can windmill off 1 foot.
Okay.
You can dunk. I told you that.
I know.
You can dunk.
But like, if I train for it, we're doing it.
You got 3 years.
I got 3 years. I got 3 more than. That's why I'm wearing this hoodie to shed some of the weight. You know, it's hot actually. It's hot.
You'll be all right.
I'll be all right. But Kyle, thanks once again, my friend.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.